Archaeologists are one step closer to discovering Cleopatra's lost tomb. Long after the sexy discovery in an ancient temple in Egypt. The mystery of Cleopatra. Archaeologists may find the tomb of the Queen of Egypt near Cairo. Scientists discovered two mummies belonging to high-ranking individuals who lived in the time of Cleopatra. In the city of Tapogeries Magna, currently Abu Sir, near the city of Alexandria, which indicates that it is possible that the queen was buried there after her tragic suicide 2,000 years ago. Cleopatra is known as the last queen in Egypt, and she is one of the most famous rulers in history, but her last place has remained an unsolved mystery until now. Some experts believe that the beautiful seductress. She was buried in Alexandria, where she was born and ruled most of her life. Others suggest it settled at the ancient site of Taposiris Magna, which is full of hidden passages and tombs. And 30 miles from Alexandria, the city around the temple of the same name was a prominent port city during Cleopatra's time. And now, with the new discovery in the temple, it is believed to include dozens of ancient burials, and may indicate the presence of her long-lost tomb, according to what was published by the British newspaper The Guardian. He described the discovery as exciting because it shows the importance of the necropolis or city of the dead in Taposiris. He was filmed as part of a new Channel 5 documentary, The Hunt for Cleopatra's Tomb. Egypt. Found burning furnaces and a huge wall from the late Roman era. Egyptologist Dr. Glenn Goodenough of the University of Liverpool, who is presenting the documentary, said, although they are covered in dirt, from 2,000 years underground, at that time these mummies were amazing. Goodenough points out the two mummies in poor condition. Because the tomb leaked water, but evidence indicates that it was completely covered in gold leaf, a luxury usually enjoyed by important members from the highest strata of society. X-rays of the mummies show that they are male and female, and it is likely that they were high-ranking priests who helped the queen maintain power. The scarab, which symbolizes rebirth, can be seen in a sheet of gold on one of the mummies. And lead excavations at Taposiris. Dr. Kathleen Martinez, who has worked at the site for 14 years. She was more convinced than ever. Cleopatra was buried in the temple after her new discovery. It is believed that individuals with high status, who helped find them, perhaps they communicated with the queen personally. The search for Cleopatra's tomb continues. It is believed that less than 5% of the ancient site of Taposiris Magna has been excavated so far. Cleopatra VII was born in 70 or 69 BC. She ruled Egypt as co-regent for nearly 30 years. The discovery of the ancient Egyptian city of the dead reveals unparalleled scary secrets. She is famous for marrying a Roman emperor, Julius Caesar, and the queen died in 53 BC, by suicide, after being arrested in the Egyptian city of Alexandria by the Roman ruler Octavian. According to legend, Cleopatra committed suicide by letting poisonous snakes, probably a cobra snake, sting her to death. After her death, Egypt was annexed by its Roman rulers, effectively ending the ancient Egyptian Empire, which was 3,000 years old. Pharaohs often built huge tombs to be buried in, but given her status as a prisoner of Rome at the time of her death, it is likely that Cleopatra was quietly buried in a very simple tomb. Dear Cleopatra, where are you? Candidate places for the presence of the tomb of Queen Cleopatra and Antonio. Still searching for Queen Cleopatra's tomb. A mystery that baffles archaeologists and researchers. Throughout history, the tomb of the last kings of pharaonic Egypt is a secret, like the tomb of Alexander the Great. Where was the beautiful queen buried? This question remains confused among all until now. However, it seems that Dr. Zahi Hawass, an Egyptian archaeologist, is close to realizing the dream of discovering Cleopatra's tomb, as he recently revealed that he is close to knowing the location of Queen Cleopatra's tomb, indicating in a statement to TG24 agency, on the sidelines of his participation in the Palermo conference. He recently held that he identified the burial site in Taposiris Magna, about 30 kilometers from Alexandria. The agency quoted Hawass in a report issued today, Sunday, that he hopes to find the mummy of Cleopatra and Mark Antonio, likely that they were buried together in one tomb, adding, "They are very close, we are on the right path, and I have great hope to reach and find them." We now know exactly where to go to dig, he added. 10 years ago, many archaeological reports. It came out that the excavation work, which is being carried out by the mission of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, headed by Dr. Zahi Hawass, in the Top Osiris area in Burj Al Arab, confirmed that the archaeological evidence on the roof on the eastern side of the temple that was built for the worshippers of the Holy Trinity Isis, Osiris and Horus, confirms the existence of the tomb of Queen Cleopatra. But other than the Abusir area, there are many archaeologists who believed in the existence of the tomb of the Egyptian queen. In places different from what was announced by Dr. Zahi Hawass, according to the book Alexandria, the Library and the Academy in the Ancient World by the writer Muhammad Abdul Munaim Amr, that it was not the tomb of Cleopatra and Ananias. Far from the tomb of Alexander, as it was mentioned that it is located near the eastern wall. For the distance of Isis in Luzia and Alexandria, and that what confirms the presence of Alexander's tomb in Alexandria is what Plutarch mentioned, that the golden sarcophagus, which contained the body of the great conqueror Ptolemy XI took it in the year 101 BC, and put a coffin of glass in its place, as it was mentioned that Cleopatra was in an era of drought. The treasures in the tombs of her fathers and grandfathers, including Alexander himself, were looted. While the writer Allah Khalid, in his book Faces of Alexandria, sees the tomb of Queen Cleopatra. It may be in the Silsila area located on the Corniche of Alexandria, which was within the royal quarter, during the Ptolemaic times. The archaeologist Allah al-Shat confirmed, in previous press statements, the prevailing opinion of archaeologists, that the cemetery is located along with the rest of the tombs of the Ptolemaic kings. In the royal neighborhood that currently exists, in the central district of Alexandria, because of its important characteristic due to the location of royal palaces and theaters, such as Qam el-Dika and the Roman Theater, and the famous baths, so it is possible that the cemetery is located in a central district, which is what Dr. Ezet Qadis tends to, professor of Greco-Roman archaeology, Alexandria University. Also, Dr. Abdul Halim Nuruddin, a professor of Egyptian antiquities at the Faculty of Archaeology, Cairo University, believed that if there were suggestions, it could be in ancient Alexandria, and not in the northern coast. As for the archaeologist Muhammad Ali Said, he believes that the Abu Sur area is the closest to having Cleopatra's tomb, where many artifacts and texts were found. It indicates the possibility of the presence of the tomb of the Egyptian queen there.